First, Facebook rejected him. Then, they bought his app for $19 billion. However, this isn't just the story of your typical Silicon Valley founder. It's the story of Jan Koum, a refugee kid who came to the US with nothing. At 16, he stood in a welfare office with his mom, collecting food stamps while she cleaned houses to survive. So, Jan taught himself programming by reading manuals at secondhand bookstores that he couldn't afford to buy from. His obsession wasn't money or fame. Instead, it was privacy. Because growing up in Soviet Ukraine, where every phone call was monitored, he became determined to build something different. 9 years later, after a long run at Yahoo, he interviewed at Facebook and got rejected. Most people would have moved on. But Jan went home and bought an iPhone instead, and right as Apple launched push notifications, he called his old Yahoo friend Brian Acton, and together they started WhatsApp, a simple private messaging app at $1 a year. While Facebook was chasing ads and data, Jan held on to his Soviet survival instincts. Then years later, Facebook came knocking with $19 billion. And Jan signed the deal at the same welfare office where he once collected food stamps. That's how a refugee who hated being spied on built the world's most private messaging app.